Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel, I'll be providing some stock analysis and also an update on our $1 Million Challenge, so please stay tuned. In the previous video, we did a stock update on ticker symbol MMAT, Metamaterials, with regard to an interview with George and Ken, covering oil, coal, the special dividend and preference shares, and also Metamaterials. So please refer back to the previous video for updates of MMAT. Before we start today's stock analysis, quick reminder of the $1 Million Challenge. This is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million using a strategy called compound return investing over 3 years. The objective is to try to get 201 trades, each with a return of approximately 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So once you join us on this challenge, you'll get access to an exclusive in-depth strategy video which explains the process step by step. You'll also be part of our Discord community, which is growing and well in excess of 300 now, where people will be sharing due diligence, trading tips, research, buy alerts, etc. In the Discord area, you'll be able to read our agreement, FAQs, you can chat and ask questions, and also get access to our stock spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet is something that is updated weekly with low and medium risk stocks using Google Finance formula and also color coordinated with potential buy price signals. And we also have a leaderboard to celebrate success for motivational purposes, and you'll also get access to this as well. So details in description below, and join us on this journey. In today's video, I'll be providing a stock analysis for a new biopharmaceutical stock with a huge potential 5x possible upside, so stay tuned for that. Before we look at stock analysis for the new stock, we're going to have a quick update with regard to ticker symbol NLST Netlist. This is a stock that has been featured a few times on the channel, and more recently with the interview with Gabriel, so please refer back to the previous interview for details of more in-depth details in terms of Netlist. So in today's video, we're just going to do a quick update in terms of where we are right now. So on the screen, I'm just going to share with you in terms of the schedule. So you'll be able to see the calendar for Sandra Armstrong with regard to the courtroom assignment. And we can see here the date scheduled is Wednesday, the 12th of January, 2022, 2 p.m. Netlist Incorporated versus Google. Motion for partial summary judgment, motion for summary judgment, motion to amend and correct, and also motion to strike. So let's have a look at what could be covered in this particular case. So the judge will be ruling on a few things, and the first thing that the judge will be ruling on is the Google motion to strike claim 16 from being asserted into the case. So Google's motion to the judge is basically not to allow claim 16 to be allowed in the case. They argue that since the claim 16 wasn't asserted as being infringed in 2009, that it should not be allowed to be asserted now after the 912 patent that was revalidated as of February 2021. So after this, the next thing that the judge is going to be looking at is partial summary judgment on claim 16 with regard to intervening rights. So this means that the judge is going to be ruling on whether or not Google gets any protection from infringement they have done over the years. So let's now also look at what else should be covered in this case. So if we look at all the details from the case in the previous video, the general feeling is that the judge will allow claim 16 to be asserted and deny Google's motion to strike. So in terms of this claim 16, this is potentially going to win partial summary judgment, and this is claim 16 is also potentially worth billions of dollars worth of infringement, and this could also be the significant catalyst for the stock to potentially squeeze. And just to finish off now, what I'd like to share with you is some key dates with regard to Netlist. On the screen here you can see that I think most people will regard the most important date is January the 12th with the motion hearing in the Google case, but if we go further down, we're looking at the 19th of January 2022. Netlist versus Samsung Delaware, and this is the declaratory judgment request asking the court to declare the patents that they once had licenses for from Netlist to be declared invalid. So that's again another significant case. We also have a case here on the 9th of March 2022, Netlist versus Google, looking at the Markman hearing. 31st of March 2022, Netlist versus Micron, potentially again a huge case, looking at the Markman hearing. 12th of April 2022, Netlist versus Samsung in Texas, looking at patent case about 918, 506 and 339 patents. We also have 28th of April 2022, deadline to add the parties. The 9th of June 2022, deadline to serve final infringement and invalidity contentions. And after that date, the court is required for any amendments or infringements or invalidity contentions to be considered. And finally, the other date I'd like to share with you at the end is the 7th of July 2022, which is the deadline to amend pleadings. Motion is not required unless the amendment adds patents or patent claims. So if we go back right now to the January the 12th, in my opinion, there is still a possibility of an out-of-court settlement. And if that does happen, it could be last minute, it could be mid-trial, it could be just before the trial, so time will tell. I'd like to now start today's stock analysis for ticker symbol VIR, also known as VIR Biotechnology. This stock analysis is in request to one of the Discord members. So let's start by having a look at the website and the headline here. With regard to the stock, we can see in terms of their global mission as that we were founded with the mission of creating a world without infectious diseases, or without infectious disease, to be more specific. So let's have a look at what else we can see under this heading. This company is a commercial stage immunology company focusing on combining immunologic insights with cutting edge technologies to treat and prevent serious infectious diseases. So infectious diseases, as we all know, COVID is one of those. So it's also one of the leading causes of death worldwide and causes hundreds of billions of dollars of economic burden each year. So the company believes it's now time to apply the recent and remarkable advances in immunology to combat infectious diseases. In terms of their approach, they believe in identifying the limitations of the immune system and combating a particular pathogen, the vulnerabilities of that pathogen, and the reasons why previous approaches have failed. So with regard to the company, they also bring to bear powerful technologies that they believe individually or in combination will lead to effective therapies. And the next thing I'd like to share with you is also from the website, and this is a headline here we can see on the screen from the website: update on VIR's response to the Omicron COVID-19 variant. So this is certainly very interesting, and what they have said here is in their update is VIR and partner GSK are pleased to share that new preclinical live virus data support testing demonstrating that our investigational monoclonal antibody retains activity against all tested SARS-CoV-2 variants of concern, including Delta and Omicron. So again, this is a very positive headline. Let's now have a look at the chart for ticker symbol VIR, also known as VIR Biotechnology. So we're going to start by having a look at the chart for 1 day. Right now, at time of editing, we can see the stock is up just in excess of 3.7%, trading at $34.67. We can see a lot of volatility in terms of the chart. At one point it was in excess of $35, and also after that it went below $33. Let's now have a look at the chart for 1 year. And what we can see in terms of the 1 year chart, the stock is also extremely volatile in terms of the overall year. It is also significantly down. So we can see on the screen here, at one point the stock was trading close to $80. So with regard to that initial high around about the $80 mark, we can see it is down quite significantly, more than 50% down at $34.42. So in terms of future potential, let's have a look at what the potential is for this stock. What I'd now like to do is share a recent headline from Yahoo Finance dated December the 31st, 2021. And the headline here is VIR Biotechnology announces new research describing the structural basis of SARS-CoV-2 Omicron immune evasion and receptor engagement. So the key bullet points under this headline here are: we have a growing body of evidence validating VIR's approach of targeting a highly conserved region of the spike protein. And also, together with the recent pseudo and live virus results, additional preclinical data reinforce, retain activity against all known variants of concern. And what's interesting here, these variants of concern include Omicron. What I'd now like to share with you on the screen here is the revenue dates and history with regard to the financials of the company. So on the screen here we can see, just going back to data for Q4 2019, we can see in terms of earnings, the company did have earnings, but the company did not have revenue. So the revenue there was revenue in the second quarter of 2020, we can see here, and then third quarter, fourth quarter and the first quarter of 2021, no revenue. But again, in terms of a positive trend, more recently, second quarter of 2021 and third quarter of 2021, we have not only revenue but also positive earnings. So the company seems to be going in a positive and great direction right now. And I think the next interesting thing to look at with regard to the company is what kind of collaborations they have. So on the screen here, we can see collaborations to advance our technologies and enable global access. So the headline with regard to global access means the company is ambitious to tackle world markets, generate huge revenue for the future. So the global partners include here GSK, VIR Biosciences, OHSU, Alin Lam, and as well as Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and also Fondia Zone in the middle bottom there. So some great collaborations here that they have identified. And I think the next thing I'd like to look at here, which I think is certainly the most interesting aspect for this stock from an investment point of view, is the analyst price target. So on the screen here you'll see a potential price target here in terms of an average of 207% upside with a target of $105.80. So in terms of the analyst ratings, we have 5 analysts. 2 have said it's a buy, 2 have said it's a hold, and 1 has described it as a sell. But what I think is most interesting with regard to this analyst rating is one of the analysts have actually given this stock a high price of $300. So if that proves to be correct, then we're looking at a potential increase of way in excess of 5x. And what I'd now like to focus on is why are the analyst ratings for this company exceptionally good, and what are the reasons. So one of the things I'd like to now finish off by focusing on is the pipeline. So these pipelines are the catalyst for success, the catalyst for revenue, and the catalyst for the company to be profitable and drive the share price forward. So let's have a look at the pipeline with regard to COVID-19. On the screen here we can see in terms of positive news at the top, we have Sotraviam, VIR 7831, that has been authorized, and that is authorized for the EU and also the US. It's completed phase 3, positive news for the company, and that is also indicates that this could be the key reason why the company is generating revenue. So we also have a preclinical trial here for Sotraviam VIR 7831, and we also have a phase 1 trial here for VIR 7832. Let's now have a look at some pipeline projections for HBV, and we can see on the screen here we have a number of pipeline trials here, mostly in phase 2. So we have VIR 2218 currently in phase 2. We have VIR 2218 plus PEG-IFN also in phase 2. We have a phase 1 pipeline here, VIR 3434, which is an antibody platform. We also have a VIR 2218 plus VIR 3434, which is an siRNA and an antibody platform that's currently in phase 2. Then we have a VIR 228 BRII 179 phase 2, and finally a VIR 2218 currently in phase 2. So what this tells me as a potential investor is the company has a significant number of pipelines. Once these pipelines get to phase 3, these are all going to act as potential catalysts for the stock and also potentially drive the stock forward quite significantly, especially if we have success and authorization post phase 3. And finally, to finish off, the company is also involved in pipelines for influenza on the screen here, and also HIV. So obviously we did see at the beginning in terms of the company profile focusing on infectious diseases. So these 2 trials here are currently in phase 1 for influenza and also phase 1 for HIV. So overall the conclusion is a significant number of catalysts. They are going to be long-term catalysts. However, eventually long-term in terms of the analyst price target, they do seem to make sense in terms of huge potential for the company. Overall, my opinion is the stock is generally down from the overall high, And in terms of a long-term hold, I think it does have great potential. My only area of concern is the stock is generally trending down, has been trending down fairly recently, so it would be a case of trying to catch the right entry price for this stock and to hold it for the long term. There is going to be a sustained and strong reversal. When that happens, time will tell. So it's certainly one to add to our watch list, and the return from this long term is potentially huge. And finally, to get advanced notification of DD for such stocks, join us on our journey in the Discord and also on the $1 Million Challenge. Details in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.